Hi everyone. So I have been wanting to do a video and I only have my computer camera, so I will be recording it here through the computer camera. The quality might be a little low quality, but I just wanted to share a few things with you guys that might be cool if you see them in video instead of just talking about them. So this is more of a check-in video on some things that I have been looking into, some things that I'm learning. So lately, if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I love crystals. And lately I have been really connecting with some of my crystals because I'm learning lithomancy, which is divination through crystals and stones. And there was a oh no, I don't have a video editing software, but we'll see if I can edit this. Yes. Did you find your stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, so something that I'm learning is it's called lithomancy. It's divination using stones and crystals. And a few years ago, in Kristen's from Over the Moon Academy, she has a Facebook page, and she did 10 days of lithomancy, and I participated in that, and I created a few different sets with information that she shared about putting together different sets. And so that was my introduction to lithomancy, and lately I've been wanting to create my own set and work on learning lithomancy more. I'm still doing tarot and oracle cards and some other ways of divination, but because I love crystals, I've just been putting together a crystal set that I can use to read. I've also been really interested in connecting with my ancestors, ancestors. And I have been getting a few different just messages. You know, when your attention is on something and you start seeing it everywhere. That's kind of what's happening with me and ancestors. And I haven't really started that practice. I created this crystal set. I'll probably have to show the crystals like this because my computer camera doesn't tilt down. So this crystal set that I have been working on has this energy of like ancestral work. So that's what I'm hoping to do with it. I have a lot of, I think there's 16 crystals right now here in this set. I'll just show you guys kind of quickly. This one is Nephrite Jasper, no, Nephrite Jade. I have some Snowflake Obsidian, White Howlite. I have a fossil um, stone that I don't remember where I got it from. Some agate, Kambaba jasper. I might not show all of them just because the quality is not going to be so great, and I don't want you guys to be upset that you can't see them. But I will definitely take a picture, and I'll be sharing more of my journey as I learn how to read different crystal sets. So really quickly, lithomancy, you can have different stones that have different meanings. They don't have to be crystals, they could just be stones from like the river or stones that you pick up from your walk. I so you have the stone set and you give meaning to the different stones, and I have this notebook that I'm going to be using to record my meanings for each stone, and also I'll be writing down some different grids or charts that you can use. So with lithomancy, basically you have the stone set, and you can set up like a circle in a tabletop somewhere. So I don't have it here, but I have a red string that I have been using for my circle. And you can use different layouts for the circle, which would be kind of like a spread in if you were reading tarot or oracle cards. That's what the the layout would be. So I have this one layout that's for like a general reading. So like at the bottom it would be the past, and the top would be the future. On the right side, it would be the assistance, and then in the left side maybe obstacles that the person who I'm reading for is encountering. So that's what I mean, that it's um, like a tarot spread. So I have one grid, one layout that I have been working with, and I actually put together a smaller crystal set of just four or five different crystals that I will be using just to learn, because I think it's easier to learn with a few than with a huge set of 30 crystals. So with lithomancy, you have your crystal set, you have your circle, and you have your layout where you know kind of what each area of the circle represents. So when you grab the crystals, you can either grab all the crystals or grab just a handful. Like I have this bag. Um, I made this bag, and this bag is really special. Not just because I made it, but because this is an old onesie from my daughter Julia. So I really love the polka dot fabric, and instead of just throwing it out when it was really worn out, I decided to make it into a bag, and I actually made two of them. So I have another crystal set in the other one. So you have your layout in the table, and your circle. So then you grab your crystals, you center yourself, set your intention for what question you want to ask. Then you pick your stones, and you can drop them kind of like that. I'm not gonna drop them because they would fall on the laptop. So then, based on the um, placement of the different stones where they fell in the circle, that's how you would read your crystals. And you would use the meaning of the crystals. So, for example, like the snowflake obsidian is a stone for protection and grounding. If you had like lepidolite, that's for stress reduction and anxiety prevention. So that's kind of a way to incorporate the crystals. But I'm also really hoping to connect with the energies of the stones and to be open to receive different messages from the stones, not just the meaning of the stone, but just additional messages from the crystal energy. So lithomancy is one new thing, new kind of not so new thing that I'm learning about with crystals, and also through a reading that I got from somebody on Instagram who has a reading for the 13 temples of stones. Um, Basically, there's she the way she explained it to me, there's 13 temples and probably more, but I just got the 13 temples reading. They're all within us, right? And we can use crystals as allies to help us navigate through the temples and receive different messages. So it's called the temples of stones, and through the reading she can give you the order of the temples for you to journey through them. So I got that reading from her, and the first two temples that I have been working with was one, the Temple of Amethyst, which is the temple of intuition, and I have been using this amethyst stone. It's called a seer stone, or I think it's also called an Emma egg, but it has this like polished side, and this side looks like it's been kind of like sea glass. It has that foamy feeling to it. So I've been working with this amethyst stone for my temple of intuition, and I basically I have been interviewing the temple, or like exploring the temple with tarot cards and asking who the guardians of the temple are, what messages they are bringing for me. With the Temple of Intuition, there was an offering that I needed to make because of the reading that I did. I needed to present an offering um, to the guardians of the temple. And I also have been making, I'm combining art with the journey, with the tarot and the crystals. So I made this card for myself, and I drew it using the three cards that I drew for the Temple of Intuition for the guardians. So my guardians, I think, were Temperance, the Knight of Wands, and the High Priestess. So I took different images from the cards, and I kind of put together the symbols that um, spoke to me, or that felt more, that were resonating with me, and I made this card, which is my like art to symbolize my journey through the Temple of Intuition. So the second temple in my specific cycle is the Temple of Cycles. that was that just happened. That was not planned. So the Temple of Cycles is the stone is bloodstone. So I've been working with this bloodstone that you cannot see so well, but bloodstone is a type of jasper, and it has little specks of hematite, I believe, or red jasper throughout. It's a very deep green, like a forest green, with just little specks of red. And I feel like I've been having a little bit of a harder time connecting with the stone. Um, I've worked with amethyst a lot, so I feel more comfortable, and like I've been working on my intuition for a long time, so I felt like the Temple of Intuition, definitely the journey for me was more easy or more accessible. But with bloodstone, it has been feeling a little more like I need to put more effort into it. I did pull my cards for the guardians, and my guardian from the three cards that I drew, the guardian for my Temple of Cycles is Judgment, so the Angel of Judgment. And I still have to do the reading about the message that the guardian is here to give me, and I have to do my reading for the offering that I have to make. But there's 13 temples in the Temple of Stones, and the Temple of Cycles has taken me a lot longer than the Temple of Intuition, so I will continue to share how that path is going for me. I think one reason why the Temple of Cycles has been difficult for me is because I am just now starting to figure out different cycles that have been repeating in my life. It's really difficult, I think, to acknowledge that you are stuck in a cycle that you're repeating, right? We always want to just continue moving and growing and getting to the next thing. So to accept and realize that you are living a cycle and that you're repeating that cycle, it's not so easy. And I think that that's probably the resistance that I have been experiencing with the Temple of Cycles. So I'll share more about that, about the Temple of Stones, as I get more into the other temples. Let's see, something else that I have been working on, and I don't think I've shown this before, but I have been working with the Moon is My Calendar planner for a while, and this is what it looks like. It's by April McMurthy. She's on Instagram as the Moon is My Calendar. It's a calendar, so I started it in January, and there's, in addition to the calendar, you could buy this for yourself, but you can also join April's Moon Mandala Collective and several classes that she offers, so I signed up for that as well. I haven't been able to make the live calls, but I have been really enjoying watching the replays and just learning about the different moons that we are going through. And I just wanted to show you. Um, Basically, if you're not familiar with moon calendars, they kind of look like this. April gives you different symbols that you can use to track the different things that you might be interested in tracking. So this one is from December and January. I created some symbols for myself that I use for tracking different things. I don't know if I can see, like here I will draw like the four stick figures when I have spent time with my family, because that's a priority for me. So I want to keep track of that. There's also space in each day for you to write down just notes about how your day was, how your energy was, how you were feeling. And then there's also a page where you can do like a reflection. It's very like art therapy based. So this is the reflect and release that you would do prior to the next moon cycle starting. There's also a place for you to do your new moon mandala. I really hope to do more collage on my mandalas. I usually just draw. This one was one of the few that I went and got like a magazine and picked out some images that spoke to me. I'm not really good at collage, but I'm collecting magazines so that I can practice. And there's actually a class that I hope to take by Melissa Hernandez. She's on Instagram as well. She has a soul collage online workshop that she started offering at the beginning of August. So I'm hoping to take her class in the future. So before the new moon cycle starts, there's also this page where you can set your intentions. And I have really been enjoying working through the calendar, learning from April about the moon and the different cycles of the moon, what the moon means when it's in Aquarius, when it's in Leo. I feel that um, I feel that my path has been a little bit superficial. So I'm really hoping, I still have a few months left in the year. I hope to just go a little more deeper into my relationship with the moon. Um, because sometimes it becomes like a habit. Okay, so I usually do this at the end of the day. So before I go to bed, I'll grab it, I'll write in my symbols, make some notes about the day. And sometimes it becomes like a habit, and some of that like reflection gets lost. So I'm hoping to just be a little more intentional with my moon calendar. I'll just show you a few. This was my reflect and release from February to March, and afterwards I looked at it and I was like, oh my god, that looks like what the coronavirus looks like in the pictures that we've seen online. This is an example of the moon mandalas. Some people are so creative and they make some beautiful moon mandalas. I think mine, I like mine too. This one's definitely very earthy, although that's a whale right there. So if you're interested in the moon and working with the moon and learning about the moon cycles, I definitely do recommend April and her the calendar, but also her Moon Mandala Collective and some other classes that she has. I want to finish up with a card reading, so I'm going to get my cards because I didn't bring them with me. Okay, I ended up picking the Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann, who is Pixie Curio on Instagram. And I have been mentioning that I want to do video readings and just like week ahead readings, or maybe like the new moon readings in my Instagram page and in my Facebook page. But I haven't gotten around to that. And I have a few reasons. I think there's a lot of people who offer those kinds of readings, like where you can pick a card and get a message. So there's that. There's a lot of people who are already doing that. Um, that's actually the main reason why I have not done it. But I, in my Facebook page, it might be more, it might be better to do it through my Facebook page, which is Unearthing the Gifts. Because maybe on Facebook, at least with the people that I'm reaching out to, there's not that many people who are doing the readings for others. So let me just shuffle the cards.